Namaste, Acharya sir. I'm sure I'm from the first term at IRMA. And so my question is that when you achieve something, you see a lot of behavioral changes in people. Like they act differently from they usually work. So when it comes to you, you have done your like graduation from IIT Delhi, you've done your MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, then you were a civil servant, and now you're guiding and motivating people. So how does it feel, sir? How does it feel to be like in my definition, so it is at the top of any like these three are the dreams of many people, and you've achieved, and you know everything you've achieved. So how does it feel? How does it feel to be at the top, sir? That is my question.
No, nothing special, really. Because you are asking me this, so I have to think about all those so called accomplishments. Otherwise, they do not remain in my memory or consciousness. I've been speaking to you all since hours now. My accomplishments or my own life or my degrees or other things or awards, they didn't occur to me even once. In fact, if I look at the last 2 days or last 1 week, I'll have to struggle to remember when I was thinking of my degrees or my past, even the recent past. Because there is work to do. One is a traveler, and one is still on the road. One cannot keep thinking of the milestones gone by. Right? It's a long journey, endless journey probably. And you have come just so far, maybe 500 miles. And there are 5,000 more to go. What's the point in pondering too much about what happened at milestone 250, 350, all those things? So they were never the end. They were almost accidental things that came along the way. I want to reach the top of the Himalayas. In between, I passed through some city. I'm not going to become a resident there. I had some food there, maybe. I halted there for the night. That's okay. One halts for a while. And then one carries on. So those things are good. Obviously, happily, I remember my days at IIT. Very recently, just a few days back, I was at the campus and they have invited again. So probably I'll be there again a few days from today. So all that is okay, but there is no possibility, no point of stopping at that. It's a problem when anything in life becomes the goal of life. And it's a huge problem when the goal is achieved as early as let's say when you are 21 or 25 years of age. I was 21 when I passed out. And if I say, oh, I'm done, the goal is achieved, then what am I living for? When the train reaches its destination, you are supposed to deboard. And if you don't, then you will be pushed out, won't you be? So if you say you have achieved your goal, then life will throw you out. And that's what one deserves then. The goal has to be, I said, the Himalayan peaks. I'm just pointing at something. I hope you sense what I'm saying. Huh? The Himalayan peaks. Not that I'm going to become a mountaineer now. So that's how your goal should be. And all these little things keep coming along the way. They are not of much avail. They are useful, but they are not the end. Never build a house at a milestone. Just as you do not pause for too long on a bridge, do you? A bridge is there to be crossed. The bridge is not exist to be slept on. So, never make these things your goal. You have to move on. The real end is liberation. You have to keep moving till the mover is no more. And by that I do not mean physical death. There is a restlessness within us. It wants to know, it wants to understand. It's in dark, it needs some light. Keep moving as long as that restlessness is there. Don't just artificially, unduly, prematurely convince yourself that you have arrived. As long as you have not arrived, keep moving. There is no point in just settling down somewhere. The problem with people is, from where I see, they settle down just too quickly and too easily, and that too at very wrong places. Even if they say they are still moving, the movement is very one-dimensional. The fellow says, well, I am making career progress. That's the very scope of movement, nothing beyond that. So, how have you progressed between the age of 25 and 45? If you ask someone who is 45 today, ask him, how have you progressed between 25 and 45? Can you suggest me some measurement, some benchmark on which I can see that you have indeed progressed? And he will say, well, at 25, I didn't have bank balance and today I have a fat account. Now, is that the only dimension on which you live? No, you live multidimensionally, and there are multifarious higher dimensions. On those dimensions, people stall their progress. They settle down. They remain much the same person they were at the age of 15 or 25. And to convince themselves that they are still progressing, they just keep adding figures to their bank balance. No, that's no good. That's no good. You must keep learning till your last breath. You must keep discovering till your last breath. You must keep knowing yourself. You must keep finding out where the last remains of inner bondages are. I want to confront them. So, know, read, reflect, observe, and keep moving on. And all these things will just happen along the way. They are good. They are good. They are good as memories. There would be reunions. There would be alumni get-togethers. And if you have a noble mission at hand, it helps to sometimes flaunt your accomplishments. Well, he is coming from an IIT or an IIM. Oh, UPSC to boot. Wow, wonderful. So all that is okay. But in your inner life, all that hardly matters. You have to remain hungry, you have to remain thirsty, you have to remain a traveler. And I'm not talking of an imposed hunger. The hunger is real. You have to just acknowledge it. Yes, the hunger is still there. Don't settle down when you have not yet arrived. Your dharma is that of the traveler. When you are not at the destination, how dare you stop? Yes. Carry on the conversation, please.
Yes. So basically, you're saying that there is a ultimate mission that everyone has, and these are just little, like the Himalayan peak is the ultimate mission, and these are just checkpoints where you degree and
Obviously.
yes. So, sir, do you see any behavioral changes in you, like you're a bit more confident when you have achieved something, or like you you felt that you behaved something in a different way to the same person when you like I personally have experienced this, so that is why I'm asking,
What
sir.
have you experienced?
So, like I would say, my elder brother, he has also cracked UPSC. So, uh, he was a totally different person when he was preparing, and now when he has cracked it, uh, you know, like I know he is busy, but he never calls back, or like a bit of what to say, like uh, a bit of overconfidence, what you say. So, do you feel that these changes are because something is achieved, or this is inherent in nature? Like, even if you see in friends, also
The
this
the
happens.
situation with me is that I do not feel that anything substantial is achieved. So how can my behavior get changed or distorted or inflated? I just do not feel I have achieved anything of much worth or significance. So, in fact, if one could like things about himself, what I like about myself is that I'm probably much the same person in some sense as I was when I was 15. There is an examination tomorrow. I'm constantly preparing, I'm constantly working. Every day is another work day. There used to be night outs because there is something very important coming up the next day and you have to be ready. And I have been living in night outs since the last 30 years at least. So, what has changed? Nothing. I used to live in hostels when I was a student, and I'm still living in a hostel.
Yes.
So hardly anything has changed. Um Behavior, when you ask me this question, then I have to find out whether my behavior has changed. The thing is, you are when you're quite occupied with something that you know of to be great worth, then there is no time to ingratiate yourself. There is no time to keep congratulating yourself and feel pleased. So, once a traveler, always a traveler, maybe a little bit of wisdom has dawned, maybe some maturity has come. Beyond that, I don't think behavior in terms of feeling happy with one's position or achievement, I don't think that has come. Even maturity, if I look at how how I live my life, I think I'm still very immature. So even that I cannot really claim. Um, Probably those who live around me and those who interact with me will will know better and will be better judges whether my conduct behavior has been changing over the years. I really have had no time to think over those things. There are more important things to take care of. So yeah.
Sir, just a follow-up question on that. You said that you're once a traveler, you're forever a traveler. So when you pass on the journey, it is often said so that when you cross certain milestones, you start losing people around you. So does it feel ever does it feel lonely that you're at the top? I
That's a big pain. That's a big pain. Some part of me likes to get attached. It's quite sticky. If I have been with someone at some point in my life, I do not like to leave them behind. And I also have to keep moving ahead. And then there is a problem. Then there is a strife. On one hand, I cannot compromise on my own journey. On the other hand, I do not like to leave anybody behind. But then you cannot force people to do things as per your wish. People do not often want to keep pace with you. They have their own comfort zones. People like settling down. And you refuse to settle down. Then you try very hard to somehow keep them with you. You push them to the extent your strength allows. You even carry them on your shoulders. You don't want to drop them. But dropping does happen many a times. And then it's painful, it hurts. Sometimes you even try slowing down your own pace so that others are not left behind. But you realize that if you are to think of others, then you cannot just think of a few special others. If you slow down, then you are helping maybe 2 people, but hurting 2,000 or 2 million. And then you have to forget your personal attachment and personal sense of hurt. And then you have to keep surging ahead, and it becomes a cruel thing to bear. But what do you do? More often than not, the attempt is to not to leave the other's hand. And sometimes it does happen that the other does get inspired in due course and says, I'll keep pace. I understand that we all have a common destination, that what you are moving towards is my destination as well. So that too happens, and when that happens, that's so beautiful. Sometimes you have to carry people on your shoulders for long, and you say, fine, it's sufficient that the fellow is not revolting. If the fellow agrees to just keep sitting on my shoulders silently, even that is sufficient. Keep sitting, I'll carry you. Just don't jump around, just don't start hitting me on the head, and I'll carry you. But sometimes it happens that People are just not ready. What to do? One can just wait and hope, and one can remain available so that when they are ready, you are there to hold their hand.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this answer.